Let's get to the good stuff.
Okay, do it.
I'm sorry, but we don't really do good stuff. Before we get to the stuff we do, which some would think might be,
subpar,
passable, and those people generally write with crayons, and are probably related to me, and there's under 3. So here we are. Where was I again? Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe, and follow us, because why wouldn't you want to with that kind of buildup? I mean, really.
Right.
And if you are a follower of this brand of
nitwittery,
that's very good. I'm going to have to remember that if I can.
Thanks, Veronica. You prefer your Christian name?
Yes, Oswald Cobblepot.
I thought it was Jackass.
I'm the right build for the penguin. So what do you do?
Go ahead.
Anyway, where was I then? Like, subscribe, and follow. We did that part, right? Oh, and if you hang around with us enough, you might want to send us a story, TITR@netradio.net. You can also comment on anything good, bad, indifferent. We love the indifferent comments.
Yes, those are the best.
When you right under there, you just type something Woody like,
Or I'm sorry.
If you would type that, because I really don't know how it's spelled, and I want to use that a lot of places.
There we are.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
The Washington Post published an The Washington Post. Washington. The Welshington Post in its shepherding section.
Well,
which is basically the whole
mining,
paper.
Thank God.
Yeah, really. The Washington Post published an eye-popping report on the rise of
the machines,
political humiliation. Interviewing, now listen carefully, the libtard subs who fantasize about being dominated by MAGA doms and vice versa. Just let that marinate for just half a second.
No.
Journalist.
As soon as this is done,
yeah,
I'm going to flush my ears with acid.
Journalist Hallie Lieberman opened her article with a transcript from a political humiliation video, which featured a dominatrix trying to persuade beta liberals to vote Republican for Daddy Trump.
Oh, God.
The dominatrix, who voted for former President Donald Trump twice but now supports Ron DeSantis, told the Washington Post she earned 6 figures annually with her niche content.
Of course she did.
On MAGA dames, and libtard subs, members post requests such as looking for a MAGA dom to red pill me and convince me to share my wife, wrote Lieberman. Reported that one man described his fantasy as wearing a Trump dog collar, sold on Trump's campaign website, and being walked around a Walmart to pick out a dog bone. Another man who described himself as a very, very, very much a liberal told the Washington Post he fantasized about Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican of Georgia, and Representative Lauren Boebert, Republican of Colorado, forcing him to vote straight red Donald Trump. Yet another person reportedly fantasized...
I don't know, Marty. This is very weird even for me.
Yet another person reportedly fantasized about having sex with people she finds repulsive, including Trump, Osama bin Laden, and Hells Angels bikers.
Interesting threesome she picked.
Vote for Trump, Daddy? That's just weird. I'm done. Oh, there you go. We are a stupid species. Oh, and you were playing cards.
Yeah, I was. That was before you. That was before you phoned.
Yeah, if you're
hang on.
If you're listening to this, Tony's just taken over the screen.
Yeah,
and
I just want everyone, if they could,
to
write that on a piece of paper, and in cursive, because that will confuse the snot out of younger people. But if you could write that down somewhere and just have it handy, so that I don't have to say it all the time.
For those just listening, he's got up, we are a stupid species and spiraling downward.
Quickly. I forgot quickly, but I believe that was a given after the last bit of entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. We are just, I don't know what. Oh, yes, I do. I'm about to do it again. Scott, I am going. I am. Oh, please. Oh, it just makes my head, heart, feet, And my neighbors are even in pain.
Even your special parts.
Well, they were in pain long before this.
Yeah,
That's
back
okay.
then that guy made a medical record in UK.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Okay.
See this?
Yeah.
This is a vehicle. This is
On
a
top
My
of a
Hearing
rock.
Center. This is a big rock.
And the
That's
car
Bob
is
the Boulder in Bend, Oregon.
it's for those listening, it's a car propped up on a rock, and
You know where the front
tell
tire
it
is?
doesn't want to be there.
The one left front tire is on the ground, and the right front tire is just past the rock
And up in the
at
air.
a precarious angle. It looks like if it was a male dog, it would be peeing on the rock.
Exactly.
But it's not. It's a SUV of some sort.
Yeah.
So you see that, right?
Yeah.
Hang on. Here's a better one.
It's a guy or a lady or a guy lady, a lady guy.
It's
I think
a guy.
it's a lady. You think it's a guy?
I hope so.
He's on top of the rock,
Got to remember it's Oregon, right?
and he looks to be having marital relations with it.
Oh, wait. No. That's the next one.
Is it really? Oh, yeah, that one does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little out of hand. I'm going back to the first one because that's kind of how I love Bob. I want Bob to be remembered this way, although he hasn't. Bob. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Big Obvious. It's a Big Obvious Boulder, so they named him Bob because, I mean, really, why wouldn't you? He has a Facebook page with 6,000 fans and a 4.9 rating on Google with over 100 reviews. Oh, it's a big rock in a parking lot.
It's not in the lot. It's on the corner of the lot.
Well, no, if you look,
It's by
the
the
sidewalk is done.
Oh,
And there's Bob.
how do they not
Yeah.
see it?
Well, the first guy they ever hit it said, I don't know. He's kind of following some girls, and they pulled into the parking lot, and he pulled into the parking lot. And next thing he knows, I'm at an angle.
He was looking to the girls.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that. I mean, look at that thing. That's not a little boulder. If you
that
can't
thing
see
is
it, I'm
kinda
really
huge.
sorry. But if you go to
The car's at a 45-degree angle.
just go to your Facebook page and check for Bob the Boulder in Bend, and I'm sure you'll find it.
This is in Bend, Oregon.
No, his claim to fame is that Bob's claim to fame that he is a magnet for cars, which end up high centered on the boulder and need to be rescued. You'll have noticed that is not something you're just going to, drive away from. People have honored Bob with stickers, signs, a Facebook group. Bend Rock is full of people eager to tell Bob's story and share pictures, and there are apparently a ton of them. According to Bunny Larcell, all you need to do is scroll through the page, and you will find a lot of pictures of Bob doing what he does best. He's a magnet for unsuspecting cars.
That is hilarious.
Wow. So, Bob,
Two snaps up in a circle.
that was it. I look at this and I go, wait a minute. Now we've come to the point where we've got Facebook pages and Google ratings.
Yep.
For a rock.
Yes. Hey.
One person, by the way, hang on. Let me see if I can get to it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
One person was miffed. Well, not one. There are obviously, if not everyone can love Bob.
Yeah.
He's sort of an acquired taste. Oh, there it is. No parking.
Wait, go back to that picture.
That's
the sidewalk doesn't end. Sidewalk doesn't end. Look, Bob is
Bob is on
the boundaries of the sidewalk in the garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these
I don't know how
people
to tell you
are,
this, folks, but you're nuts.
yeah.
Here we go. Nicole Smith. If you put Anna in front of that, it made more sense to us older people. If we all just continue to make light of the situation, then that corner will never be taken seriously.
Oh, good Lord.
And that's when someone or some animal dies. Yes.
What about Bob?
Because a deer is going to get hung up on that rock.
Yeah, because deers
And, they have no legs. Oh, wait.
a turkey could they could fly down.
So if you're wondering, no, can they?
Tardigrade. What if a tardigrade gets caught up?
I am pretty sure we all saw WKRP. We're not. God is my witness. According to Ben Public Works, by the way, who answered the phone on Monday when the folks at the paper called, the agency hasn't got any single complaint, not one, about the rock. And he said it's on private property, nothing we can do anyway.
Yeah. So shop.
for all you bleeding heart rock lovers, rock haters.
Rock haters. Rock haters.
They're just, haters are going to hate. Just saying.
Nothing you can do about it.
No.
Well, here's an uplifting story that you're going to like.
I have my doubts.
A British Army doctor has won the title of Best International Mullet at the World Mullet Championships.
Oh, please. God, I hope my granddaughters never hear this episode.
We used to have mullets.
That's why I'm hoping, because they want me to grow my...
They want you to grow a mullet.
Riley and the two Chafee girls after the hockey game over the weekend said, you should grow your mullet back. There are a lot of things I should do, but I don't think that's even in the top 10.
It's not going to happen. Hair care takes too long. That's all there is to it.
You got to wash it on Monday so it's dry by Tuesday. I
remember showing up to work with wet hair.
It just is not a thing, man.
The aptly named Dr. Alistair Bush from Bovington Camp, Dorset, said he was super proud to have won the trophy at the contest in New South Wales, Australia. In February, the GP flew down under to take part in a competition heat held in a pub in Curry Curry. He won and was invited back for the finals.
Sure.
Which took place at a motorsport park in the Hunter Valley. Dr. Bush said it had been a 2-year project, which he was using to raise funds and awareness for Charity Testicular Cancer UK. So it's all for a good thing. Dr. Bush.
When do we get to the uplifting part again?
This is the uplifting part. It's going over the testicular cancer people. Dr. Bush.
Can't get past that. Go ahead.
I have the hardest time. Started growing his mullet during lockdown in October 2021. You're welcome. When he could not go to the barbershop. Mullet Fest began in 2018 in Curry Curry, a small town of 6,000 people. Apparently, people, it's 80 miles north of Sydney, and attracts thousands for Mullet Fest every year.
Yeah.
I want to see this continue.
No, I'm just, no. No, okay. No. I'm just, What's the word?
Negatory.
Big Ben. What was that?
Negatory Big Ben.
Remember, what's his duck?
Smokey and the Bandit.
Nope, it was.
No,
okay.
it was.
What was the song
Convoy,
with
Convoy?
C.W. McCall. Boy,
yeah, Convoy.
A Florida scientist. We don't know if it's a man or woman. Actually, we don't know if it's a he, she, they, them, Zed, Fred. We don't know.
And we
a Florida scientist. Oh, wait, we do.
Oh,
sorry, I should have read another word. A Florida scientist who calls himself Dr. Deep Sea.
Oh, well, that obviously clears it up.
1 minute.
Is that bourbon today?
For those of you that think that's coffee, good on you. Resurfaced in June after spending 100 days underwater.
On purpose?
If you would look at the sign you wrote earlier.
Yeah.
CNN reported that 55-year-old Dr. Joseph Deturi, who
he's certainly old enough.
He's had a good life. Biomedical engineer who teaches at the University of South Florida, began the research mission March 1 when he dove to the bottom of the Emerald Lagoon in Key Largo, Florida. There are a lot of things I would think of doing in Key Largo.
That's not one of them.
That's not any of them.
Mm-hmm.
No. Mine involves cold adult beverages and the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Detour and looking like I'm asleep.
I just remember the time we spent in Mexico, and that was nice, sitting there ordering 2 beers at a crack.
Yeah. The weird part is you order the beer, you're laying there, and then over here is a big chunk of a hotel.
Oh, yep.
Because that was just after it was like a year and a half after one of the hurricanes went through.
Yep. And the beach hadn't replenished yet so much.
So we looked, it was like,
oh, yeah, there it is.
Make it 2 more. Where was I now? Deturi, 55, biomed engineer, March 1st. He dove to the bottom of Emerald Lagoon, Key Largo. There we are. We're caught up. Deturi stayed in Deturi stayed in Jules Undersea Lodge. It is what you think it is. An underwater hotel. Has this been featured in any James Bond movies?
I don't know, but it should be.
Vladdy, could you check?
I'm sure it showed up in a Tom Swift book at some point.
And several teenage fantasies. During his record-setting stint below the surface, and he hopes that the data gleaned from all of that time underwater will help for something. Do we really need to know how?
No, I mean, this is just one of those things.
April, May. So do we really need to know the effect of staying underwater on the human body for 4 months?
Well, moreover, do I care? No.
I'm at Jules Undersea Lodge. It's an underwater hotel. I'm guessing there's underwater entertainment, underwater dining.
Yeah.
Underwater the entire
ballroom dancing.
That would be interesting. I'm guessing, they have like that. No, because there's an Aquaman joke in there that I'm not using.
The underwater
he said
dance off, where you're in your underwater underwear.
I just see, Aquaman and Black Manta there with their band on weekends because,
hey, I want to jam with those guys.
Even rulers and arch criminals need some time.
Absolutely.
He said, my greatest hope is that I've inspired a new generation of explorers and researchers to push past all boundaries. Really? That's it. Staying in a hotel underwater for 4 months.
Well, at least
I am going to watch every single movie I want to on all of the streaming services, and it may take years, but my greatest hope is that I will inspire the future generation of explorers and researchers to push past all boundaries and find the very limits of streaming services.
You just reminded me of something. Do you remember Dougie Doug? He was on the sitcoms.
Anything like Marky Mark?
No, he was just, I can't remember which sitcom he was on.
By the way, was Marky Mark, was that Wahlberg?
Yeah. But Dougie Doug,
funny at family dinners.
Doug had this pleasant look, and he always had a pork pie hat on the back of his head and round glasses. And a good-looking kid, right? Handsome kid.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy on TikTok that I follow who likes to do stitches with TikTok, where he starts his thing off with somebody saying something stupid, and then he comments on it, right? Here's my favorite one so far, and it just makes me laugh. College girl down in some university in Florida. If astronauts can't hold their breath for 10 minutes, how did Louis Armstrong survive on the moon? The kid that looks like Dougie Doug pops up and says, Louis Armstrong on the moon? And all of a sudden his face is on the moon and he's going, I'm on the moon. I can't breathe.
Wonderful world.
It's cold.
Hey, that'd be funny.
Here.
A Wonderful World sung by Louis Armstrong on the moon.
Help me, please.
So apparently,
fantastic.
Do you have that sign?
Oh, yeah, it's there somewhere. We are
spiraling. Just spiraling.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.